Do you remember why you joined a trade union? I can. The reasons were very clear. I wanted decent pay and decent conditions of employment. I wanted pay rises, ideally that exceeded inflation, so that over time my standard of living would improve and I would have a better life to look forward to. At the moment, we're being balloted on the Building Momentum pay deal, which is an extension of the current Building Momentum deal. It's to deal with the very high levels of inflation, which are at 9 to 10% at the moment and expected to rise further. Building Momentum pay deal gives a 6.5% in pay rises over 2 years, which is clearly insufficient to deal with the amount of inflation at the moment, and is clearly a very significant pay cut, but it's been very strongly recommended by the unions. In fact, Forsa do not seem to be putting out the alternative, that what happens if we vote no, and how are we going to defend members' terms and conditions if the members decide to reject the pay deal. We've been here before. We've had austerity when the banks went bust and the small unions were to the fore in defending members' pay and conditions. The smaller unions, the CPSU and others, were the first to go out and strike back in 2009. The CPSU had a day of industrial action before the pension levy struck. But now there seems to be, with the exception of the ASTI, no opposition to the current measures being introduced by the government, which, you know, let's face it, when times are good, they always have excuses for not giving us pay rises and for restricting them. But when times are bad, we're the first ones to suffer. Members that want to think, what way am I going to vote on this? It's my decision, and I'm entitled to vote no. If I'm unhappy with the deal, I can vote no. But a bad deal is a bad deal, and no amount of saying it offers certainty and it's the best deal available will actually stop it being a bad deal. And ultimately, if you vote yes to it, you will have to live with the consequences, just the same as if you vote no. But if you vote yes to it, you know our wages will not match inflation, will not match rises in food prices and energy costs, and you know the unions will not be doing anything about it. I can remind people that the trade unions officials are much better paid than the trade union members, and it's your decision, it's your choice. So if you want to vote no, but if you do vote no, demand action, demand that your union actually fight these measures and actually get a decent pay and decent conditions for the members, because every time there's a crisis it's used to lower employment standards.